When the Infinite created humanity, the Infinite gave humanity many choices. When God put forth man and woman on this planet, the source that created us, God, gave us opportunity. The opportunity, the list of opportunity, the ability to live has endless possibilities. In our experience of this morning's service so far, we've been touched deeply by some words that were shared by Barbara, and in that moment it gave ourselves, our heart and our soul, a chance to feel emotion, to feel love, to feel remembrance for people who have crossed over, and to know the truth that yes, there is something better yet to be too, but let's not negate the magnificence of what is right now in our lives. In living in this physical form and being present to another human being, we have an opportunity to love or not. We have an opportunity to forgive or not. We have an opportunity to treasure and cherish or not. The source that created us gave us options. And when we look at our lives and we consider the years that we've been here, whether they be few so far or many, the relevance is not the length, but it is what we've done with our lives and what we've chosen to do. There is a law called the law of integrity. And I don't consider myself to be a master of the law of integrity. But in our daily lives, we have the opportunity to make choices to live with integrity. Now, living with integrity does not necessarily mean that we abide somebody else's understanding of who we are or what they think we ought to do. Living with integrity, in my understanding, is living in the world in a way that is true for ourselves. And in living into the truth of ourselves and living with integrity, we have opportunity to choose love or not, to choose forgiveness or not. In the choosing of love or forgiveness, if we choose not to, on some level or in some way, I can't help but think that we're then moving our lives in another direction. And in some ways, perhaps creating discomfort in the course. Perhaps. But I can't say that in choosing not to, that it isn't right for us. In our choices, in the manner within which we live, all we can do is the best that we can in any given moment and live with that in our integrity in any given moment. But what that brings up in my understanding, and many of you who know me more intimately will understand that I can be particularly hard on myself in relationship to the perfection of my being. It would be very easy for me to make a joke about being perfect right now, but this isn't a joking matter at this moment. In our evolution as human beings on this planet, not only do we have the opportunity to choose love and to choose forgiveness, but we also have the opportunity to focus that choice with and on ourselves in the process. In our experience of life, where if we were to engage in a disagreement or an argument with someone very dear to us and sit and stew for a few days or ruminate over the disagreement and withdraw from the relational and choose to not forgive right away and then ultimately go, oh, but I love that person. I want to have relationship with them, so I'm going to move towards working towards forgiveness of the disagreement. Any one of us, I think, would be equal to stepping up to that moment and stepping into a place of forgiveness of the other. So with ourselves, living in integrity, in my understanding at this point of my evolution, is not just about choosing love or not, or choosing forgiveness or not of another, but also of ourselves. In these 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years of our lives, we've all made decisions and choices in our lives to help us to evolve who we are, consciously or unconsciously. And in that, sometimes we might look back as we mature. Over our lives, we might look back and consider, oh, I wish I had done that differently. Or we might be in a place, even in this moment, where we regret words that have come from our mouth, or thoughts or deeds that were expressed in a way that weren't necessarily kind in our youth. We can't change what has been done, but we can choose to love and forgive ourselves equally as we would another. Our experience of life is no less than any other's. And living in integrity is not measured by what others see of you. Because many of you might say of me in this moment, oh, let's use as an example. You might say, oh, my Richard, you're a wonderful medium. You're a wonderful worker for spirit. I'm not saying that to promote. I'm stating that you might perceive a certain aspect of my being or another's being, which may be true. But if that person, if I or you are in that moment, can't understand or accept it, why can't we forgive our own selves for our perceived shortcomings? Because, ladies and gentlemen, at times we can be the harshest critics of ourselves. We can forgive others and we can love others easily. And so in the evolution of our being and in following our integrity, I ask you to consider that as you move through your lives and you grow in your awareness, that you hold out the same depth of love and forgiveness for yourself, that you see that you are vital, that you see that you are a loving expression of the divine. If a 5-year-old child came to you and hurt themselves and sat on your lap crying, you would comfort and ease their discomfort. You would love them and perhaps put a band-aid on the wound or in some way offer them some balm or salve for their heart. In the evolution of your being, I encourage you to do what you can to understand, love, forgive, and respect yourself with integrity. Integrity, again, is not about what other people see in the world. It's about what they don't see and how you can live in the world connected to the source in a manner that when you do cross over and review your life, you can say, all right, not perfect, but he did okay. Not that I'm rushing anyone's life from this experience, because then, well, I'll be bringing all of you through to Sharon and Rosemary in the room. So please stay with us for the rest of the service. But my desire today is to express my love and understanding to you and myself as well. Not that it's meant about me. I'm hoping that you feel that when you leave this service today, that you can be more loving, more forgiving in the world, but especially with yourselves. Thank you.